It's too bright. All right. Well, that should be better. I'm sorry about the noise. But there's some odd lighting coming in from outside today, so hopefully this helps us. And I forgot something in the other room. I'll be right back. No, I didn't. So where did I put it? I picked it up. Oh, it's hiding. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, let's get situated here. Hi, Barb. All right, so this is where we are at. I have a couple of things to do. So thanks for coming out to hang out with me while I do them. First thing is getting situated here. My brain isn't traveling in the right direction yet. Okay. First thing is that we are going to work on this incense holder. I have the edging to do, and we're going to do just an absolute crap ton of swoops. So I figured we'd work on that today, which will be fun. And then, oh, there's a hair there. Oh, I got to get my tweezers out. There's a hair stuck in the painting. There we go. Got it. So I'm going to work on this today. And then maybe even add in some tiny detail dots to this. I think I know what I want to do with it. So we'll have to mix some paint and get that ready. And then depending on what kind of timing we have, if we even get to that one, then we will come back to this one, which is the black metallic. It's just really hard to see. I had to scrape off. I did a top dot up here that went kind of clumpy and lumpy. So I'm going to do some touch-ups on this and then continue this one on at some point as well. Don't know if we'll get to that one today or not. But today we are definitely going to work on this guy. So I'm going to, I'm just going to get a black towel to put underneath, so there's something soft there in case I drop it. Let me just check in. I know I missed a bunch of hellos. Hello. Off the Hook, can you refresh me of your name again? I'm sorry. Hi, Anne. Hi, Titu. Hi, Semtam. How you doing? Thanks, Barb. Hi, Jade. How you doing, lovely? Thank you, Kat. Sorry. I gotta start writing this stuff down. What are you working on today, Kat? What you making? Barb, you making anything? Jade, what you guys got going on? What's everybody up to on this Saturday? I am super excited to sit and do some painting. Yeah, it's going to be fun. You know what? I think I actually want to start with this one because it's a very little amount of stuff that needs to be done still. So I'm going to actually mix a new color. We are going to do our detail dots with a blue, a darker blue. We're going to do that. Going back to my roots and working on some rocks. Nice. It's fun to go back, isn't it? It's so fun to go back. Play with something new again. Something old becomes new again, I mean. That's wicked. All right, so we're just going to mix a little tiny one of these. This is the first set of paints that I've ever used where I've had to mix pouring medium. So this is very new to me, but it's going well so far. House cleaning stuff. Fun, fun. I see the frowny face. All right, so we're going to go with this. This is Ohuhu paint. We have figured out this is the knockoff Arteza, potentially, or just another version of, or very similar to Arteza. And I'm freaking loving it. Like, just looking at how the light reflects. They're just so shiny. So it's funny because I'm a bit of a contradiction in that I like the shiny when it's metallics, but when it's regular paints, I go with the matte finish. Almost exclusively. They are Amazon. I got a set of 24 colors. And I want to say they were like $36. Hi, Audrey. I just heard Audrey speak up in the back. They're very, very thick, so I'm trying to get it to the bottom of the bottle with it getting paint all over myself. Trying to figure out what to do. I have an idea, but you don't know. Is it what parts got you stuck? Is it a big endeavor? So there's some beautiful metallics in these. Where is my... There it is. I've got a little pipette. See if this is right or not. Still not comfortable with mixing ratios yet, but we'll get there. And when I've got my hands free after stirring this stuff in, I will come back and catch up on the comments because I see them flying by out of the corner of my eye. I spy with my little eye. This is a pretty pearl blue as well. Okay, not enough pouring medium yet. All right, let me scroll back and say hello. Hey, Rosebud. No, unfortunately, it's not that easy of a formula. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second here, Rosebud, for sure, because that's a really, really good question. In a lot of instances, you are. Okay, yeah. I'm putting a pin in that for a quick second. I will definitely come back to that and describe that. Arthur Butis Designs, hello, how are you? It's good to see you. Hi, Cindy. Well, I want to use my yarn stash and design something cool. I need new yarn, but like I said, that's a hard spot to be in where you need to use up what you've already got. That's, I think, every artist and crafter's cycle that we go through. Wouldn't it be fun to I would love to hire somebody to clean for me. Say, there's people out there that thoroughly enjoy cleaning. Like, they love it. It's their thing. I want to pay them to come to my house and enjoy it here. Because I do not. Hi, Deborah. How are you? So good to see you. How you been? I hope you're doing well. So we're just going to add some little detail here. It doesn't need it, but I want to do it. Delicate Dots Andrea has got me thinking about these sacred geometry stones. So we're going to add some detail. And I think that's going to be a good consistency we got going there. All right, what I'm looking for, with the consistency, and again, this is something I learned from Delicate Dots Andrea as well, is when you pull this out and it kind of peaks in the container, that it sinks back down into itself fairly quickly and doesn't stay a pointy little mountain in the paint. And I was smart and I brought in a little container of water today. I'm telling you, I have it so together today that you should probably be a little concerned. Okay. I've heard that there are people that enjoy cleaning, Kat. Oh, yay, fantastic. I'm glad you're back. That's wonderful. Special or made different. Oh, nice. Your connection's unstable today, Barb? I'm sorry. Oh, that's frustrating. These ones are a brand called Ohuhu Paints. They're a heavier bodied acrylic paint that I got from Amazon. So we're going to add in some little tiny detail in here. I need to clean off a couple of my tools to get them ready, because I was lazy last night and didn't clean my tools. And I don't spend a ton of time. It's when it gets to the point where it's starting to build up and could impact the shape and size of my dots. That's when I want to clean them up a little bit. Yeah, it's cold today too. Oh, sucks. I left my data on so that if the Wi-Fi goes a little wonky, it doesn't go too bad. Hi, Paula. I know, isn't the paint's fun to say, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely easy to learn. Just have to be really, really patient and take your time, just like any skill, right? It's going to take time to develop the skill and to develop your own designs and way of doing things. But if you put in the practice, the skill will develop quickly. But there's a lot to learn for sure. Like a Hawaiian name. Yeah, no kidding, right? So I'm just gonna I don't know if I'm gonna like this, you guys. Sorry for the noise. The the salt truck is here in the parking lot of the apartment building. Yeah, I don't think I like it. I think we need to leave it as just a regular spiral and not put any other dots in there. I don't think it needs it. I think we're just going to leave it. Decision made. Yes, so much practice, right? Did we like the tiny blue ones? Maybe I spoke too soon. I am using it's a clay sculpture tool. We've been calling it a micro dotter. You can also get similar ones at Dollar Tree that are these little pink jobbies that have these really nice pointy ends. They're scoring tools, I believe, but this one's really, really nice. You just started, Dar? That's awesome. Maybe my dots were just too big in the other section. So let's just see out here what this looks like. Oh, yeah. Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm gonna leave it. I'll leave it like this. Leave it like this one. Here we go. Yeah, I don't want it to take away from it. Maybe on another one. Truly, are you meaning top dots? I definitely don't want to do top dots on this. I don't want to take away from the shine in this paint. I think that's part of what I'm really liking with it. It's simple and it lets the color kind of do the work. Silver would pop for sure too. Maybe on another one. I'll do one that plans for it, because this one I didn't plan for the dots, and I don't know if I feel as comfortable maybe with different colors. You recognize the handle? All right, so we're gonna put that one aside, and we're gonna leave this one as is. So I will give it a little bit longer to dry, and then I'll varnish it. I've got a couple dots I want to touch up. And then I can set it aside and get it ready to varnish. And then what I'll probably do too is I'll probably put, I'll put a color in here. I'll put like the pink or something like that in there, or maybe even a blue or something. We'll see. But I'll put a color in here. I think the pink or the purple, maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, that feels nice to have something that is for sure done. And I'll use this blue for something because that's just way too pretty. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's go back to this one. So this is an incense holder. We did the swoops last night that came up the sides of the little bit in the middle, which I think turned out really well. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to do the edge, and we're going to do some swoops all the way around the edge. So this is the one that has some little chips because of bubbles, because it's one of the first ones that I made. I think they look kind of cool, though. You could probably rest an incense stick there. But I love that one. All right, so let's go. We're just going to start working our way around, and if it doesn't work out in a perfect spacing, no, I can't do that, can I? Yes, I can. Okay. So we're going to test the size of the swoop here that we're going to do. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, so I need to have all of my colors open. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope, nope, nope. Totally not what I wanted to do. Hold, please. We'll move over here and start. Okay. Okay. Oops. Now I want to do orange. Then I do yellow. now I gotta open up the rest of my paints because I got too excited to come back and paint that I didn't open the rest of them. All right, gotta get these lids out of here. Pink, orange, yellow, green, teal, blue. Some of these might need to be stirred. One thing, the paints are wonderful, but I overfilled my containers. So look at all this gummy crap that's up at the top of it. So just keep that in mind, that if you get these little containers, if they have a piece that goes on the inside of the container to kind of lock it on, that's going to push paint down. So you want to make sure that that part of the lid, that you don't fill it up maybe even more than 2/3, so that you don't get all of this gummy crap that I did, because I way overfilled it. Way overfilled it. Oh, and I just put the lid back on. Damn it. Hey, honeys. Thanks, love. How you doing? All right, green. Seeing how slow that goes, I'm sure it doesn't take much to totally believe that it's going to take me a good 2 hours just to get around to the outside. So this might be the only thing that we do on this live. Cat hair. Oops, a little squiggly. It's all right. A lot of people are having internet issues. It's oh, this is cool. So this is going to switch. Oops. This is fun. I'm sure there'd be a way that I could space this out and be able to do all of one color at a time. Yeah, we're having some weather, some pretty high winds, so the Wi-Fi might be affected. I did leave my data on, so at least if my data can help at all, if the Wi-Fi craps out, but hopefully we'll be okay. So far I've got the green light here on TikTok saying that I've got a steady signal, but we all know that that means nothing. Oh, there's something in there. Oh, there was a hair. Saw it pop back up. I think I got a hair on that one. Sorry guys, I'm super zoned out. I will come back and pop into the comments here in a sec. Oh, good. Well, as long as video's there. Hi, Nicole. How you doing? Oh, got bubbles in that one. Which reminds me of when the internet just started waiting minutes to get connection, right? Broke your ankle. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How are you feeling? You doing okay? How long are you laid up? Wish you very fast healing. I'm so loving these incense holders. Surgery is Tuesday, then 6 to 12 weeks. Oh, Nicole, I'm so sorry. I'll send you lots and lots of love and healing vibes. Yeah, yeah, she is always around. Poor thing doesn't have too many different places she can go to get off on her own. This black towel is the worst. And I almost think that I need to keep my cloths that I wipe my tools off with. I might need to do the laundry in a separate little laundry, not with like clothes and everything else that has her fur all over it. I don't know if that'll help or not, but I might keep them separate. Probably should anyway, in case any paint's still on any of this stuff, but all right. It's a constant struggle, the battle of the pet hair. Thanks, Crystal. It's fun, eh? So this is on the side of the incense holder. Well, that would make a good product shot like that, wouldn't it? I'll have to remember that for when I do that. Yes, this is a great project for that. And it forces me to slow down with them, so I'm being even more careful than I normally probably would be because I'm changing color every single time. So I have to stop. I have to clean off my tool. I have to pay attention to the amount of paint. Like it's almost forcing me to be a little bit more mindful. I was thinking that for my patterns, so this pattern was based off of that sour candy pattern that I released. And I was thinking what I could do is create like little add-ons, like how to take this design and put it on a mug, or how to take this pattern and put it on a candle holder, and different additions of ways to finish it off to keep going with the pattern. Do you think that would be helpful? Just an idea. You inspire me to do nothing but watch. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Girl has zoomies after being brushed really well. Oh. Audrey kind of leans into it and she seems to be okay with it. And then just after a split second, then she's mad. It just changes at the drop of a hat. But I do need to give her a good brush though. You do need this mold, Cindy. It's so much freaking fun. I can hardly stand it. And these swoops are definitely forcing me to be much more mindful in this process of creating all of these. If I was creating ones that were all the same color, I'd be zipping through this. I wouldn't be cleaning my tools as much. I probably wouldn't be taking my time to set them up and line them up and all of that good stuff. Hey, Pumpkin. There's been some connection issues today, Crystal, unfortunately. So I got to pay attention to this. Because of just making life easier on myself, I think what I'll do when I get to the point where I'm going to have to pick up and hold this for too long, I might set it aside and let it dry a bit and come back to this. And that's okay because we've got lots of stuff we can work on. But I think I'd rather wait until it's good and dry and then potentially be able to set it down again. You know what, even as I say that, it's going to take a good couple of days, and there's no way I'm waiting a couple of days to work on this again. So, well, let's just wing it. We'll see what happens. Catching every other word. Oh, I'm sorry, that's frustrating. Oh, thanks, Pumpkin. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll wait the full 2 days, but I'll probably still just at least let it dry somewhat. So at the very least, even if I'm not setting it down on something textured like a towel, which could, like, I don't want it to imprint on the paint if it's not completely dry. But at least I wouldn't have to be worried about putting my hand in wet paint. So we'll still let it dry for a bit. It'll just be a matter of how long before I pick it back up again. How cool is this going to be if we get around to the other side and it matches up color-wise? Oh my God. Could happen. Stranger things have happened. Let's put that out there. Let's manifest that shit. That'd be cool. Thanks, Janice. I love it. This is so fun. Is it relaxing to watch? Because I'm going so slow, I'm just very mindful of that. Is it relaxing to watch? I've decided that my afternoon and evening, my evening, I guess, late afternoon and evening is, I realized I haven't sat and done a lot of painting or as much painting as I want to, where it's just me sitting with my music. So I'm going to do that again. I think I might have done it about a week ago, but I'm craving it. So I'm going to have a date with myself. I think it might have even been last Saturday that I said the same thing. So maybe it's a once a week thing that I'm doing. Oh, good. I'm glad it's relaxing. Super cool with the suspense. I get that, Crystal. I totally get that. I totally understand. I'm having anxiety looking at where I'm rolling it on the side to make sure that I don't get, so that I don't roll onto a towel and wipe off everything that I've done. Can you imagine? Oh, I'd cry for sure. For sure. Because as much as I say that everything, almost everything is fixable, there's very little that isn't. when some stuff happens, it still hits you and it still hurts. So if that helps anybody, please know that I still do stuff that makes me cry. I still wreck stuff to the point where I cry. Because sometimes you just need to feel it, right? And I think if something happened to this one, I would cry. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I don't want this to end. This is so relaxing. But that's okay, because that just means it's going to just keep being fun for a while. I'm excited to see what new ideas come, you know? Like when you paint something new and you come up with a cool idea and you think, oh, this is awesome, this is it. But you're still so at the beginning of experiencing that thing, right? Like so early at the beginning of stones, or so early at the beginning of incense holders, and then new ideas come over time the more you keep doing it. That's the fun stuff, I think. So I kind of sit here and I'm like, as much as I love this, I'm kind of excited to see what the next thing is going to be, you know? Like what's the next thing that I could play around with that could give me the same kind of giddy feeling that this gives me, because this is super enjoyable, while at the same time letting myself be in the moment and enjoy exactly this and not needing it to be anything else, right? I think it's one of the cool things that this art form can teach us. I'm going to paint the little pen holder again. Oh, nice! Yeah, it's a cute little mold. You got a good one with that one for sure. Was that a Devon Dotting one too? What were you molding the other day? Was it candle holders you were molding the other day? Was that yesterday or the day before yesterday? It all melds in together. Like the fact that it's Saturday means absolutely nothing to me other than the fact that I'm on here with you for 2 hours. It's the only distinguishing feature about the day. It's a Happy Dotting Company. Oh, okay. I haven't looked at their molds lately. I should go back and look at them. I'm terrified to spend more time on the Devon Dotting site. Terrified. I will go bankrupt. All right. This is where we are going to stop for now. So, here we go. And then with that in the background, I think that looks pretty cool. I've already got new ideas for the sides. But I love it. Oh, it's so fun. So fun. So much fun to do. So freaking relaxing. That was awesome. All right, so I'm going to stick you there. And I'm just going to get the lids back on these paints before I come back and catch up on anything that I've missed there in the comments. And I need to have a drink because I'm thirsty. Oh, there it is. I was like, I'm missing a lid. It's way off to the side. Okay, so Oh, it looks so cool just seeing it sitting there. Oh, I love it. Hey, cat. She loved it? Oh, that's so nice. Okay. Now, we have two choices. I'm really happy with it. You need help on what you should do? Okay. How can we help you? Thanks, Barb. That's going to look cool when that's done. It's cool, eh? To think that it was this. Well, it started as that. And then it became that. It's kind of cool. I see myself doing a lot of the videos with the sound. Okay, we have to talk about this. How did this become this, become this, become this? I see myself doing a lot of those. Okay, so what to design, a sweater or a hat? Okay, so what is your motivation behind what you are looking to design, Kat? Are you looking to design something that you're going to, well, maybe this is the thing. So what is your favorite thing to make? Like, do you love one particular kind of project more than another? Or is there something that you've been dying to try that you really want to try? Talk to me a bit about that. Started as a bag of dust, exactly, right? It's kind of cool. It's really pretty cool. Okay, so this one was really hard to see while I was painting it last night, wasn't it? And I'm not super happy with this. I feel like it was a good first run, but I really want to sand it down and start over. So I figured we could start on a new one with these colors. I'm known for my scarves and they sell for me. Okay, but that's not the question. The question is, what do you love to make? Is there a particular project or is there a particular project that you are considering that you don't even really enjoy making? But what is a project that you love to make? Or what is a challenge you want to give yourself for something new? What is something that you love to do? And it could be doing the scarves because it might be I really like making some things and having them sell quickly. You know, that can be the right answer too. So if that's the case, do that. Look at what feeling it is you're trying to accomplish, right? Are you trying to relieve some pressure off of yourself financially? If you are trying to make something that you can make quickly and easily and is very satisfying for you to make, look at that feeling that you excuse me. Look at that feeling that you're hoping to feel. You're going to challenge yourself and do a hat or a sweater? Perfect. And so then think of which one of those sounds the most fun. Right? Thanks, Barb. So we're going to keep this one here. I've got the colors already mixed up. And we're going to give this a shot. Right? So we're going to work on that. The phone just rang. That's weird. Oh, no. Just my dad calling to talk to my mom. Scarves is what I love to make. So yeah, if the hat or the sweater feels like a challenge that you're kind of excited and exhilarated to take on, then do it. If you're looking for something to just be guaranteed satisfying, start to finish, then follow that path. And do the same kind of thought process when you're looking at your colors. All right, so we've got our colors. I'll have to mix them up. These are DecoArt Americana colors. I've put them all back though. And we need to draw our guidelines. So I didn't put anything away yesterday after I used it, so everything's just sitting out. So the Black Pearl one, a couple things happened with it. Number one is I couldn't see it super well, and I have a bunch of stuff that's running together that I'm not loving, like some of these dots. There's more of them than I would like there to be. And then when I did the top dot on here, I was thinking I could kind of dome it and make it a nice smooth finish, but it got really gummy and kind of crappy looking. And then it started to kind of goo over the sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand all of this down and then do it again. I still want to do these colors. I still want to do this design and continue on with this, but I want to, I think the angles that I had to sit and paint at in order to have the camera filming at the right angle was a little difficult as well. And then when I'm painting alone, I can kind of put it at a totally different angle, never needing to worry about looking at the screen. So I'm going to try that and see if it helps me see it better. This is not something that's going away. This will be happening soon. I just don't feel like sitting here and sanding that off while we're here on live. So it will be coming back for sure, very, very soon. Blankets and sweaters. I've never crocheted a sweater. I can crochet things that end up as a square or a rectangle, or a square and a rectangle with one end joined together. Actually, that's not true. I made cat beds once. I don't even remember how I did that. That's cool. At least crocheting is fantastic. I love that you guys have so many creative outlets. It's so freaking cool. All right, I'm going to try something different for this as well, because in the past when I have put my compass in here, it's kind of ground down on some of that, the gypsum there. So what I think I'm going to try is I'm going to kind of create a little thing, I think it's just even some duct tape, something that can withstand a little bit of pressure and not puncture. Short of, well, I could cut myself a little cork again, couldn't I? I could if I really wanted to, but I don't really want to. That's too much. Mosaic crochet, what is that? All right, I just need to go grab my duct tape. I'll be right back. Ouch. Oh, I had it right here. I had some black duct tape right here. Perfect. So, I'm going to, this is probably, again, a much more difficult way to do this, but that's what I do. I do things difficult, the difficult way. Now, can I tell where the hole is, or did I go one layer? I did it, didn't I? Watch me stumble for a minute. I'll be back. I'm coming. All right, we're just going to do the one. And then there. There we go. All right, so that's what I want to do, because I've got a little bit of pressure, but not too much. So just a single layer of duct tape. I thought I might have to add a couple layers, but we should be good. So and use the things that you have around you. So let the lazy Susan do some of the work. That did not turn out well. I did not have that pencil straight up and down. So let's do it just in there. All right, that's better. Then we go out. I can drop the pencil so they can keep this as straight as possible. Don't always use the guidelines, but it's nice to have them. Oh, I punctured through. That's all right. Whoop, not good. Punctured through. It's okay. I have more duct tape. No problem. Because now what we do is we take this, and I'll paint back over that. That's not a big deal. And, well, that wasn't what I wanted to do either. Jeez. Oh my God. My brain. Come on, Jamie. You can do better than that. There. All right. So it's in the right spot. God. I should do a blooper reel. Oh, for crying out loud, Jamie, cut an extra piece of tape. Oh my God. I'm telling you, folks, there's a reason why everything I do happens so slowly. When you see how often I get in my own way. What am I doing? Seriously, what am I doing? Oh, I don't expect any of you to have the answer to that. It's okay. All right. Let's try again. My Lord. Done. Wow. So much more difficult than it needed to be. Let me tell ya. Please learn from me and don't do what I do. Oh. Well, it worked. Still got to the place where I wanted to get to. Just wow. Oh, let's erase first before. So I always erase the guidelines very gently. I don't want them to go away. I just don't want them to leave any waxy buildup behind that could change the shape of my dots. So I just lightly erase. Because I like that they're there because they're helpful, right? Even if I'm not using them to create part of the design or relying on them to create part of the design, even just the information that they give me by being able to see if I am still centered or progressing the design out at the same distance kind of thing, right? All right, so I have a paintbrush here, so I can just brush off the eraser shavings. Okay. This is an incense holder. So the incense will go like so. This is one that is already painted, and we are going to do this one in those colors. This is gonna be fun. I'm so excited. Okay, I need to paint that top piece bit again. This is one of the most fun parts about these and having a Lazy Susan, is putting it on there and spinning it and using it like I'm decorating a cake. Yeah, you could totally sit a cone on there for sure. That would totally fit one. That'd be cool. So I'm thinking I'm going to cover them in resin, and then hopefully that'll help make them nice and easy to clean. Okay. So we are going to give our colors a stir because it's been a while since I've used them. So we've got this metallic brown. These are craft acrylic paints. Some are Craft Smart, DecoArt Americana. Probably a couple folk arts in here, but these are regular craft acrylics. This is one called Espresso. Yes, you totally do. Where are you located? What country are you in? Will the varnish not be a safe finish? I think it probably could be. I think it totally could be. I just think I want to do resin on it. I think I want to make them pop. But I'll try a couple of each just to make sure that they work, right? So I'm thinking I'm going to use, maybe I'll I'll varnish it first. Excuse me, and just test it. Or one of these others I can use as a couple of tests. Do a test with resin and a test with just varnish. I'm sure it would though. But I think the resin just makes it an even easier cleanup, right? Because it's like glass. Oops, paint booger. So we've got... You're in Alberta. Okay, so I got my Lazy Susan at Canadian Tire. It's a bamboo one. It's in the kitchen section, like where the utensils and the cutting boards and everything are. And I paid like $13.99 for it. Barb also has seen smaller 4-inch plastic ones at Dollarama. So that's two places that you can check for different sized ones in Canada. There you go. Barb's already on it. See? All right. I've recently started using DecoArt Americana for my regular craft acrylics, and I have to tell you that from someone who really didn't think that it would actually be a difference, it's a big difference. And it's wonderful paint. There you go. Shopping spree. Yep, Canadian Tire is the big wood ones, and Dollarama is a 4-inch plastic one. So perfect size for candle holders, incense holders, stones, all that sort of stuff. So you definitely don't need the big one. If you're going to be doing some wood panels and some canvases and stuff, then the bigger one can come in handy for that. But the smaller one should be more than you need. Hopefully you'll be able to find one at Dollarama. I love Dollarama. Okay. Oh, it's a 10 to 12 inch. Oh, sorry. I thought it was a 4-inch. All right, so we've got our colors. Okay. So I'm going to close up the ones that we don't need for now. And we are going to start to replicate this pattern that's on the candle holder. Which means we are starting... Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that'll be super helpful for you. Awesome. Yay. All right, so we are going to start with a size 2 DIY mandala stone tool. You know what? I'm going to put my tools back so I can actually see what I have, because I didn't put them back where they're supposed to be. Oops. You go over there. You go over there. Sometimes I find that I just need to put everything back where it's supposed to be, and then I can start. Doesn't always happen. Oh, and I just threw something on the floor. Good thing Audrey's not in here. That would have scared the piss out of her. Poor girl. All right, so we are going to start with a DIY number 2. If you can make 2 cheap cake pans, fill one with marbles. Oh, there you go. That's cool. Friggin' brilliant. All right, so I'm going to put this up here. I'm not going to be able to see this super easy, but can't stick around. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Iris Wannabe. Have a good rest of your day. Good luck shopping. If you want to draw guidelines on these, like for your divisions, like cutting your slices of pie, a flexible tape measure will work well for you for that. This is the row you want to take your time with, right? Because this is the foundation for your entire piece. So this is where I north, south, or if you think of it as a clock, I'm constantly spinning it around to dot at 12 o'clock, right? So now I want to dot between 3 and 9, dotting at 12 o'clock. And then spin it around and do it again. Here we go. And now we're just going to go around and divide the spaces in half. I want to leave enough space between each of these dots once the row is complete to put some little detail dots in between. So I don't want these super tightly packed together. There we go. I'm going to keep going, just dividing those spaces in half again. Hi, Chris. How you doing, love? We have been here for about an hour, so you're halfway through. You're good. Oh, cool. Thanks, Crystal. That's fun, eh? That was such a fun couple of days. Now, when I'm looking at this space, I'm trying to decide, am I going to be able to fit 3 dots or 2 dots? So when I'm placing this one, or I move over here to how far it would be away from the second, I can kind of see how much space is left. And that lets me know what size I can go with. Or how many, sorry, I can go with. So I already see some spacing issues that we're going to have to deal with, but that's okay, because we have a trick that we will use in the second and third rows to help correct it. So it will hardly be noticeable. This color scheme tends to be a crowd favorite, and I love working with it. I'm actually going to be doing a table. I've done a couple tabletops, and once a couple more things need to happen around the apartment to settle into before I can start doing a lot of big resin pieces again. But then I'm going to start doing tabletops again. And I'm going to be doing a sunflower one for a friend for a gift, a housewarming / new baby gift. I could totally erase the dots and fix the spacing, for sure. You could put guidelines on your Lazy Susan if you don't. Ooh, that's a cool idea. Yeah, draw the guidelines there and just line it up. That's brilliant. Look at you. I'm totally going to do that. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I totally could erase the dots and fix the spacing. I'm not gonna, but I totally could. Thank you, Turtle Mama. That's so kind of you. And I should say, at this point, I don't want to. I might get to a point where I feel it's necessary to go in and erase them and start over like I did on the black one, but we'll see. I made so many mistakes on my last holder, and now I want to paint black and start over. Do that all the time. Right, Barb? That's a go-to move for us. Hell yeah. Do it. Sand it down as much as you can to get a nice flat surface. If you can put on a mask, sand it down so you're not breathing in paint or gypsum dust, and sand it down as flat as you can, and then paint over it. 1000%. Do it, do it, do it. All right, so now we're gonna go up to a size 3. Oh, Rosebud, I was gonna go back to that question. We were supposed to talk about the spiral, and I'm so sorry. Let me bring it back. Or actually here, I can talk about it here. Because it's the same premise here when we're moving from the center on outwards. It's just a matter of how many rows we add on. Right? So what we're looking for here is it's less about the size. It's much more important to be aware of how big the dot is that you're going to go and place down. So what you kind of want to do is imagine that there's a midline from the center coming out of each of these dots, right? Like right here. Okay. So when you have a vision of how far in between you want to have as far as the spacing, then you can start to try and visualize what size dots do I need to place and how do they relate to that midline, because this midline also corresponds in the previous row with right here, right? So see how with the midline here, we can see how far that dot is from the midline, and how can I replicate that in the next row so I can create the same or similar spacing. So let's zoom in and see if this will let us zoom in enough to do it. So when I'm looking at how much space I have in between there, I am now looking at how close to that midline do I want to go. Okay, now that's really badly centered. That's really, really bad. So hold on a second. This one we are gonna erase. The lines were confusing me, so I'm gonna do it without the lines. So I'm going to paint over those lines really, really quickly that I scored in there. And then we'll do this on the other side of the incense holder while this black gesso dries. Because I scratched these lines in with the micro dotter, that's why I'm painting back over them. Just because I don't want to leave those etched in there, because I'm going to have to touch them up anyway when I get finished, right? Okay, so let's move this here and I'll walk you through when I'm... So always, first of all, err on the side of caution. In a lot of cases it is going up by one size. But I want to show you what to recognize when it comes to the amount of paint you have on the next size. And quite often I will use the same tool for multiple rows, just with different amounts of paint on them. Okay, so if I place this dot down, well, might as well do it over here because I'm going to have to paint over this. When I paint this dot down, when I put a dot that big down, I can immediately start to picture and see how close those, oh shoot, I turned it and can't see it. There. So see how large those dots are? That's still, well, that was still a size 3, but with lots and lots of paint. As opposed to coming in here with a size 3 with a very small amount of paint on it, like so, right? Because with a lot of paint, I can create a super huge dot. So that's why it's really much more about looking at the amount of paint that you have on the tool and recognizing how big you want the dots to be, right? So that's where that imaginary midlines kind of come in handy. I don't want to go to the point where my dot is getting too close to that midline, because that means the edges of my dots are going to get too close together. No, I didn't. I'll have to go looking for that. When was that posted recently? What were the conclusions? Share, do share. I don't know, does that make sense, Rosebud? I hope that that helps. I hope that that made sense. Let's just paint over this. It's one of those things that you're going to, it's really about the practice for that too, because you'll eventually train your eye and you'll get to the point where you'll put a dot down and go, whoa, that's way too big, or oh, that's way too small. You're gonna get to that point. But those are the things to kind of start looking for. There is no hard and fast rule, so you don't have to continue to move on in a certain progression of tool sizes. If you are not getting the size dots that you want to get, change the size, change the tool, change the amount of paint you're putting on it, and just experiment until you find that sweet spot. I saw it today or yesterday. Gesso was 100% better. I believe it. I can't even quantify for you why I find it so much better. Well, no, that's not true. It doesn't go chalky after a while. It's really interesting. I never expected to fall so head over heels in love with it. I'm not even halfway through my first little bottle of it. This discussion is so important. I wish I could hear all of it rather than skipping words. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will try, because I'm going to be able to download this video. I'll try and get the snippet of it, Janice, and create a video about the spacing. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you're welcome, Sophie. How you doing? Coverage, 4 drops versus 4 drops. Oh, yeah, and the gesso just covered so much better. Okay, so now I'm going to go. So I'm placing a slightly larger dot, but it's not so large that when I place, and you can always do a test, right? So that's the size I think I need, and I do a test, and I'm pretty happy with the amount of space between each of the dots. So now I know I'm good to continue forward. And correcting on the next row. Okay, I'll see if I might be able to edit it out of this video and be able to pull that exact conversation and try and create it. If not, I will create a video. I want to create a series of videos that are how-tos, basic designs, basic techniques, about all the different paints, how to draw guidelines, different options for stencils. I want to start creating a whole series for that. And I will eventually put that series on YouTube as well as here on TikTok and Instagram. It'll go to Instagram and Facebook too. Everything I do on TikTok automatically pushes over. I watch a lot of social media managers content, to see what I can learn. And I'm just going to take... No, are you guys still there? Hello? Shit. Okay, are you guys still here? I hope you're still here. I'm sorry. I tried to take a screenshot and I hit the wrong button. God, I'm such a moron. Sorry, hope you're still here. Okay. So I'll start to create some of those videos and I'll put that on the list. I've got a day where I just want to sit and film a whole bunch of that sort of stuff and go through as many different things as I can. But what I figure I'll do is I'm going to put up, keep an eye on the Facebook group and my Facebook page, because I will put up kind of a poll to start getting questions that you guys want me to answer for you specifically. I know, right? I'm such a bonehead. Okay, I'm glad you guys are still here. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, I hit the down volume instead of the up volume with the button, and it just did, yeah. So the every other spacing, let me pull this down, because then if I can use it for content to help, I will. So for spacing, when we're trying to correct into the next row, if I go through and do every other, when I'm placing this dot, the only point of reference I have is the two brown dots from the row before, right? So I'm trying to kind of get it centered in between those two. When I go to place this middle orange dot, I now don't need to use those brown dots as my main point of reference. They're there, but my main point of reference now is the two orange dots on either side, and I want to make sure that I am an equal distance in between those two dots. So that way, it doesn't really matter what's happening in the row before to a certain extent. You just do slight changes as you go around. And then you'll start to see that some of them are, compared to the row before, are quite off center, but you don't notice it because it's actually correcting some spacing, right? It doesn't, sometimes it takes a couple of rows to work out most of the bugs, but we're good. Hi Axel, how you doing? Good to see you again. So yeah, after a couple of rows of doing your dots that way, you can start to kind of work out some of the spacing. Gonna sneeze again. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to yellow, to a size 3, just with a little bit more paint. And I'm going to try them first and see if I like the spacing. And I do. I really like that spacing because I'm going to be adding some detail dots. And I'm okay with the spacing getting slightly larger just as the dots are getting slightly larger, but I don't want it to get to the point where it's huge, right? Bonjour, France. How are you? Bonjour from Canada. That is about... I don't know much more French than that, unfortunately. And that's... Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, thank you, Safi. That's so kind. Okay, so I'm looking more at now my spacing between those two orange dots. The two yellow dots. I'm looking more at that than I am how it lines up to the orange dots from the row before. So I'm much more concerned about getting this dot nice in the middle between the two yellow ones instead of being too concerned about the orange from the row before. So same size tool as the row before, just more paint. And this dot actually needs to be a bit bigger. I'll fix that after. Better to wait until it's dry to go back. And sometimes you think you're going to go back and then you think, hey, there was something I was supposed to go back for. And you try to find it and you can't find it anymore. That happens. Always feels good when that happens. Oh, that's so kind, Safi. Thank you. How are you doing, silly? I just saw that was you. How are you? Okay. Whoops. So we're going to continue to follow the pattern that's on this tea light candle holder. We are now going to do these brown, larger dots. Oh, it's 222. That's fun. Now after the rows dry, I'll come in and do these little detail dots like I had in here, but I will be doing that after these dots dry. So what size do I want to use now? So I want to be able to do one row of tiny walking dots around these dots and still have enough room to have the end of a swoop go in there. So when I look at the 6, if I do 6 here and 6 here, unless it's a 6 with a lot of paint, it's not going to be large enough. It's going to leave too much space. So I'm going to go with a 7, and we're going to go for a 7 in every other space. Oh, sugar. Because now I've got enough room for the tiny row of walking dots around it and the bottom of a pulled swoop. And this feels really nice when I get here because I'm also looking now at how these brown dots are relating to the guideline that I have drawn, and I'm seeing that they're all at about the same distance away from that guideline. But so it's satisfying to have those guidelines there, even if you're not living and dying by them. It's satisfying to be able to see that you are staying within some of that uniformity that you were trying to create, right? Okay, a couple more dots and then I will come back to the comments and catch up on what I have missed. Oops, I'm sorry. These are so fun. All right. Let me scroll back. Kim, yes, I am painting on an incense holder that is sitting on a Lazy Susan. Oh, I'm sorry, Saley. I know the connection's been bad. It's been a common thing today. It's been bad connection day. I got a couple bubbles that I'm gonna pop here, but I want to find my other. Oh, that's the one that fell, of course. Of course. I had a tool that fell on the ground earlier. All right, now I think we're good. I think we have no more bubbles. Yeah, it's been a bad one today. I'm not even overly optimistic that this recording is going to save. Do you guys want me to jump out and jump back in just to see if it makes any difference for the next half hour? You can do that if that's... I think that might be helpful. It's hard because all I have to go on is the green light. Okay, I'll try it. I'll jump out and jump back in, you guys, and we'll see if that helps. I'll be back live in a minute.